welcome to livingpianos.com. I'm Robert Estrin with the amazing question of what do you do if you have a bad piano? This has many ramifications, and there's really basically two scenarios that I'm going to cover today for you. One, you have a bad piano and you want to have a good piano and you wonder what can you do about that situation. The other one is you have a bad piano and you don't even want a piano. What can you do with this thing that's taking up so much space in your home? So I'm going to start with, you have a bad piano, you want to have a good piano, you're wondering, can something be done to make it into a good piano? Now here's the challenge with that. You can get a piano technician in who could tell you what they could potentially do to make it into a better instrument. Now, if this is a piano that was performing at a high level and has deteriorated over the years and it just needs some servicing, perhaps a technician can get it into good shape. But if the piano is so far gone that it needs major work, you don't know what it's going to be like after the work. So you'd be taking some risks. More than that, it could very well require more work than the piano is worth, since rebuilding can be incredibly costly. Trying to find a high-quality rebuilder that doesn't break the bank is hard enough, but to know what the piano is going to sound like and feel like when it's done, it may feel like a completely different instrument from what it once was when you liked it. So it can be very, very challenging. Now, you could try to sell the piano and try to buy another one, or another potential is being able to trade the piano. We take trades all the time here at Living Pianos, and it's one way that you can know exactly what you're getting when you get another piano. So those are possibilities for you. Now, the other scenario is you have a bad piano, you just don't even want the thing. Maybe you had kids who played years ago and it's just sitting, taking up room. It's been neglected. Would somebody possibly buy it? Well, it depends upon the instrument. Here's the thing. If the piano doesn't look good and doesn't sound good, you're probably not going to find anybody to buy it unless maybe if it's a Steinway to be restored or another top-tier piano that has potential. But even then, you'll get very little money for it if it doesn't look good or sound good. So, should you put money into a piano with the hopes of selling it? Well, that can be tricky because knowing how far to go and what the quality of the work will be. So, if you can at least make it look presentable and take good pictures, you can list it online. If it's a lower-end piano, places like Facebook Marketplace or even Craigslist and eBay could be potential places. If it's a higher-end piano, yes, eBay and even Piano Mart and other places to try to list it for sale. Now, if those can't work for you, there's a website called Piano Adoption where you can potentially give away the piano. The worst-case scenario is to have to pay somebody to dispose of the piano. And yes, sadly, every year, countless pianos are taken to the dump, which is really kind of tragic. Some instruments with great potential, because years ago there were hundreds of maybe over 1,000 piano companies in the United States, and dozens of them were equal in quality to Steinway, Mason & Hamlin, the last remaining piano companies in the United States. But if people haven't heard of these piano brands, piano companies like Kurtzman and many, many others, even Baldwin, which is no longer being manufactured in the United States, it's very difficult to be able to justify working on them. We do pianos, but we have a big marketing apparatus here with videos and a big following of people at livingpianos.com. So we do restore top-tier American pianos that aren't Steinway or Mason & Hamlin, but very few people do that. So sadly, you may have to actually pay somebody to haul it away, which is really sad. So that's the bottom line. If you have a piano that is not performing well and you want to have a good piano for yourself, you can try to get some opinions, but the challenge is different technicians will have drastically different opinions. Some technicians may tell you it's not even worthwhile to restore. Others may tell you you should rebuild it and it could be tens of thousands of dollars. Other people might tell you, oh, for a few $100 they can get it in shape. And it's hard to know what to believe, not to mention what it's going to be like when you get it done with it. So selling it and buying another piano or trading it could be a good option for you. And once again, if you have a piano that you just don't want anymore, try selling it. At least make it look good, look presentable. If it's not in horrific shape, having it tuned and professionally cleaned so you can take some good pictures, so you can at least try to get something for the piano to make it a worthwhile instrument for someone. And listing it online could be a really good course of action for you. Worst case scenario, pay a company to move it, to dispose of it. Those are all the things I can think of to do with a bad piano. If any of you have any other ideas, well, I'll mention one last idea: repurposing your piano, because I know some people will say that in the comments. I've seen people take grand pianos and take the plate out and refinish the case, hang it on the wall, and put shelves in it. I've seen all sorts of things. Or take a piano and take the guts out and put a digital piano inside where the keys were and have a serviceable instrument that has a pretty case. So those are repurposing, yet another idea of what you could do with an old piano. Any other ideas? Put them here at livingpianos.com. We're your online piano store. We've got lots and lots of articles, videos, and, of course, pianos. Thanks for joining me. I'm Robert Estrin. We'll see you next time.